Blizzard has quietly gone back to their normally scheduled programming by trying to further their position in the Chinese gaming market now that the Blitzchung situation has settled and also BlizzCon is over. And to some people, that situation is still very important, and I agree. It was brushed off far too soon and far too easily, but after BlizzCon, of course, the coverage slowly trickled away. Since Blitzchung accepted his 6-month ban, he was happy with the fact that he didn't have any of his prize money taken away, and he hasn't said anything else. And of course, Blizzard gave 2 horrendous apologies to the situation. Many people have forgiven Blizzard at this point. They want to go back to playing some of their favorite games and some of the games that they possibly even grew up with. And even Blizzard realizes this, since they have decided to go back to what they were doing before, trying to work their way into the Chinese market. This is what we will be discussing today. United States video game giant Activision Blizzard seeks next approval in China, despite controversy over punishing Hong Kong gamer. American game developer Activision Blizzard is seeking approval by Chinese authorities of its best-selling mobile game Call of Duty, 2 months after enduring a fan boycott over its punishment of a Hong Kong gamer who criticized the Chinese regime. The Chinese gaming market is an estimated more than $30 billion industry, second only that to the United States. Still, succeeding in China requires a tricky balancing act, as a video game company seen as going too far to please Beijing can incur the wrath of American players. Of course, that is what happened with Blitzchung. It does explain the situation, but in case you do not know very quickly, Blizzard has been taking heat for punishing a champion player for his comments in an online broadcast supporting Hong Kong protesters. Of course, Blitzchung said things along the line of "liberate Hong Kong, revolution of our age," and of course, people were very upset because they did end up banning him for a year, rescinding his prize money. They did end up changing that and putting his ban down to 6 months, and of course giving him his prize money back. American Charlie Mosley, head of the Chengdu Gaming Federation in Western China, said, "There is no doubt in my mind that Blizzard took that action to protect or expand its position made inside China. There's only a very small number of developers and publishers which will even have the opportunity to get inside of China, and Blizzard is on that small list." Blizzard did end up saying that this was not the case. They did not end up banning Blitzchung for the Chinese market and for their Chinese investors, and a lot of us think that is just bullshit. The problem was, Blizzard reacted far too quickly. Blizzard reacted very quickly after and really didn't think through their decision and what they actually said, because they were afraid of what happened if they didn't. They were afraid of what would happen with their Chinese investors if they didn't make a statement and didn't make a bold statement. And they made far too bold of a statement, and that is what everyone criticized them for. It is pretty obvious that they did react in the Blitzchung situation to please their Chinese investors, because they don't want to lose those people. Obviously, it's business, that's what you do. We do have to understand that, but on the other hand, Blizzard needed to realize why people were so upset, and even by the end of the day, they really didn't. They didn't even apologize to Blitzchung in their statement at BlizzCon. They just kind of brushed it off and said, "We're sorry for some moves we made recently," and they never addressed him. They never said the words Blitzchung, Hong Kong. They never did any of that, so it felt very empty. It felt like an empty shill apology. Saya Lily, China's analyst at the Rand Corporation, said, "I think we saw small and big companies looking to point out that they are supportive of political free speech and that their games are aligned with a gamer community that is generally irreverent, but probably leans on the side of Hong Kong independence." Of course, they are talking about, like, Epic Games. Tim Sweeney said, "We will not punish anyone for making political statements." And of course, people were attacking other companies like Riot Games. Riot Games is owned 100% by Tencent, a Chinese company. So there was a lot of controversy surrounding this situation. But of course, still, video game developers have an eye on their giant market in China, and that is what we are seeing again. Activision Blizzard is just going back to what they were doing before. They do not even care that people are still upset with them. I still think that Blizzard is in the wrong for the Blitzchung situation. I think that if they really cared about the situation, they would have unbanned him and they would have acted like they were sorry. But they really didn't act that way. They only released very corporate statements and they only care about making money, and business is going on as usual for them. But let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Are you still boycotting Blizzard products? Are you still staying away from them? Or have you forgiven them? This just proves that they have moved on from the situation, and they hope that you will too. But if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like, and of course if you did not, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.